Hey, what's up, everyone? Hey, thanks for checking out this documentary interview / catch-up session that we did with Latin Bomb Squad. My name is V-Ray from GP Society Records. If you don't know our history, we were a record label back in the 90s, and we worked with Latin Bomb Squad, with Black House and Inner City Real, and we were trying to make history with our record label. So this is an opportunity for me and DJ Fuse and Mr. Nice Guy to get together and kind of chop it up a bit and catch up on old times. It's been a few years since we've seen each other, and talk about some of the old stories, the origins of some of the old songs and ideas and like shit that happened on the road and some of our experiences. And half of that is because of people like you guys that were always supporting us, coming out to car shows and shows, and buying our music and helping promoting us and just sticking with it. And even now, you can find people posting on YouTube and stuff like that, talking about the old songs, people are uploading some of the old songs and stuff like that. It's crazy to see how many people migrate to that music and comment and say, I used to love this groove, or this is my favorite song and stuff like that. And it's crazy after all this time to see that kind of reaction. So again, thanks for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoy our conversation. It's really nothing more than us just talking shit and being friends and seeing each other after a long ass time. We haven't recorded in 20 years. But it was really nice to see guys that I consider my brothers from back then and even now, you know, and just get to hang out. So this is a look at some of the time that we spent together. So hope you enjoy it.
Neighborhood creepers. If you're looking for the ones that handle business, all is a guarantee. We stand 6 feet above our work. You know what to do.
I keep you real like a piece of blue steel. Shit gets drastic, I'm burying you bastards. I keep you real like a piece of blue steel. Shit gets drastic, I'm burying you bastards.
You know why I come out the woodwork with my ill tactics? I get spastic cause time is getting drastic, bombastic, slick when I flow, fat rhymes like Joe to blow you out like an afro. Damn yo, I feel the vibe up in this motherfucker. I have you feeling like a bass tech clucker. You sucker. You wish you could step in the hood where it's all to the good. Point blank understood of Bombay.
So this is kind of a reunion of sorts with production and artists for Latin Bomb Squad. So this was all kind of a quick idea that I came up with to like get us all together and kind of talk about some of the stuff, the production and stuff that we did during the Neighborhood Creeper and Handle My Business days, and just a whole throwback kind of round table. So we're just gonna chop it up as nothing scripted or anything like that, but I just thought it'd be good for us to all get together. We got Alex, DJ Fuse coming in from where you at, man? Austin?
I'm in Austin, Texas.
In Austin, Texas?
Austin, Texas.
And Mr. Nice Guy, the infamous and the famous.
Yeah, I got to come down here and do it on person instead of being on Zoom like DJ Fuse.
So I kind of just wanted to just talk about some of the old stories from like when we recorded and came up with songs and stuff like that. So I'm really not gonna run it like an interview, but I did want to kind of talk about like how do we first meet and stuff like that. Is one of the things.
God, you're going back. I know. I was talking to somebody else the other day. And I remember looking up studios, and then I got across your number, and I remember you telling me, come down, right?
Yeah.
And then I know you was jacked up, like you got hit by cars.
Oh yeah. That was
all mangled. Yeah, he was all
mangled.
So it's like you wasn't like injured, but he was telling me the story where he was fixing your car. And you got sideswiped or something like that, and it's
Crenshaw, bro. A motherfucker hit me and kept going, so I laid in the streets, unconscious and shit. People walk by me, nobody fucked with me or
It's
nothing,
not
right?
funny, but dude, that's how we started, and then we started out. We started in the little apartment.
Yeah, the apartment in
The
Hawthorne.
little apartment in
Yeah.
Hawthorne, man. Late at night, sometimes it depended on whether he was available, and it depended on what time I got off work. And started there. We working for a couple hours and started doing little songs here and there. Right? I forget what songs we started with, but I think I would rap in the bathroom now, something like that. Was it the bathroom? No, I was at the studio.
Yeah.
So not the bathroom.
Where-
There was a door we had to close.
In the apartment, I don't remember.
I think the
No,
apartment-
in the apartment in Hawthorne, it was just right in the living room.
Right.
That was
In the
right there.
hallway.
Was it the hallway?
With the hallway. And then Fuse wasn't there yet.
It real quiet because Sharon was sleeping.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no, that was in Torrance though. That was in the yeah, that was we had the 2-bedroom
Yeah.
upstairs,
Uh-huh.
and that's when
Yeah,
we
it wasn't
put in
fine.
an ad or something for a DJ.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then you hey.
I'm the only one that called.
That's how he got the job. He was the only
Yeah,
one that
Jerry's the only
applied.
one that called. Yeah. And so you came into the group. Dude, I remember we had this fool running through the streets of Los Angeles. He was hanging out with this dude. We were doing stupid stuff. But you're the only one that had like the nuts to be like, hey dog, you know what? This ain't me, I'm gonna go home. And that fool went home, fool. But he was running with us for a minute, doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Criminal stuff.
Or I took the
Like,
No,
DJ
not
system
criminal.
to-
Huh?
I took the DJ system to
Oh, I felt bad. I know. That's how out of it I was. I had asked him to come to the projects to DJ, and so he's DJing, and I had Zio at the time. Remember Zio Mara?
Yeah.
Zio Mara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Anyway, get to the story, and I went on a date with her. Took her to my pad, and I left him there. What a dick, huh?
Thanks. That was
I'm never
crazy.
gonna forget it. You had to bring it up, did you?
All the guys would go out there and try to scratch my turntable. And then this guy in a wheelchair comes with a big old Uzi. And he's like, stop fucking with his shit. Don't touch his turntable.
That's hilarious, man. I know Grande kept on messing with you. He was all shermed out. He was going,
Did somebody end up getting fucked up? Somebody got beat up over that shit or something? I thought somebody got jumped because they kept fucking bumping the turntable.
Nah,
Somebody told me something like that. Maybe it wasn't that time, but
nah, that was crazy. Yeah, but I remember, yeah, so I'm sorry about that. I apologize.
Somebody got
40
slammed.
years
30
later.
years.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's been on my heart for a while.
What'd you say?
I think somebody got slammed on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought somebody got fucked
got
up
slammed?
somehow. Yeah.
See, you were protected. You was good. You was good.
Take your
You was
apology
gold.
back.
Yeah, I take it back. The guys had
I
your
didn't tell
back.
him anything.
Can't
Yeah,
tell
the guy
anything.
said,
You're
don't mess
there
with
with
his stuff. And he messed with him and they grabbed him, dude, and just went bam on the floor, dude. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
Good times.
Good times. Good times.
So what was the first record that you participated on? Was it Handle My Business or were we,
Yeah.
was it before that? Was Handle My Business before, what's the one with Class? That started off with the sketch.
Good morning, class. Good morning, class. Class.
Yo, check it out. Hey, you ain't schooling nobody. We schooling in 93. LBS is in the house. What?
Mr. Nice Guy ain't no respect. Rolling with the LBS tune. Mr. Nice Guy ain't no respect. Rolling with the LBS tune. Free with the M1C, the suckers run. Rolling with the LBS tune. Follow hits the steps, brings it on a hang now. Rolling with the LBS tune. Rolling with the LBS tune.
I did that too.
One runs in the middle.
I did one of the sketches.
Yeah, because I think he was in there.
Was that the one when I drew the CD, like the cover?
Yeah, the cover with the dude
tape.
coming out the sewer.
The
Yeah,
tape.
yeah. This is back in the day with cassettes.
Yeah, exactly.
like an avalanche, sweeping like a rainstorm. So watch out for my brainstorm as I inflict much pain on the enemy. The AZTEC, yeah, it's me. 92, kicking off a brand new year. And at this time, dear, I'm feeling your heart with fear. To engage in a page, to certain outrage is cool and calm, but can still blow up the stage. The coolest mic in my right hand, the crowd saying go. And after the show, pick out a hoe that looks fly, we'll go for the roots. Cause I'm just down for knocking the boost. But in the meantime, let me keep your days with a dope rhyme. Cause I'm inclined to blow your mind. Evidently you haven't heard a brother like mine.
So, but Handle My Business, well, let's talk about Handle My Business. So, what was the impetus for that one, then, for people who don't know and shit?
I think, and that was in 1990 what? And yeah, it was 1994 or 1993. Dad died, right? And I had a lot of pressure with trying to become a man, trying to figure that out, doing what I was doing, being on drugs, not understanding what a purpose that I had, and it was just, I was like trying to be something, you know, just that kind of story where you're trying to just say, you know, I got to do this for the family, I got to do this, I got to do things right, I got to handle my business right.
To start to take care of my priorities. My pops is gone, so I'm the one with the authority. So I set my goals for the family and bring out the man in me. Cause it's me and my mama with some income only, and the bills be cut and I'll to handle my business.
I gotta stand strong, I ain't gonna get caught slipping. I got to handle my business, and if it's on the real, I gotta do what I feel. I gotta handle my business, I gotta stand strong, I ain't gonna get caught slipping. I got to handle my business, and if it's on the real, I got to do what I
gotta handle my business right.
Yeah.
And that's how it was a good song.
Yeah.
It was a good song, and I meant I meant what I said. I really, you know, it was heartfelt. Definitely wanted to be there for, you know, my mom and everybody and stuff. And yeah, it was a good song. That was like our first radio song.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a long road for that one because of trying to clear that fucking sample. That was the first time we tried to like do it right and like get permission and shit like that. And the last time, because the label, they not only wanted like a huge advance, and we made it clear that we were like an independent label and shit like that, but they wanted like, I think like 15,000 or something like that in advance, and then they wanted like a major piece of the royalties. I think 50 or 75% of the royalties, and then they didn't even want to let you get credit on the credits for the record that you even wrote on it. It was just to be
it was the DP thing.
yeah. It was
and that was the sad thing about the industry. I never really grabbed. I was just a rapper. I could have paid attention. And I know Vernon had set my classes when we was trying to teach us how to sample and stuff, and I just, and for the moment I dug it, and then, you know, we missed a couple of days, we couldn't get it done, and it just wasn't my thing. But music was, rapping was, that was my thing. But the fact that the record companies couldn't just like give us a break, like, you know, or at least like if it got better, the increments would go up or something. You know what I mean? Like, but it was just like, nah. It's like an artist giving an independent, like the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll do it for $5. It's like, bro, I can't do it for $5. You know what I mean? Can you lower the price? And like they're just trying to get you. You know, it's just. Yeah, it's hard. And then we had I'm Through With You was a good song.
The fact that she might have another on the side that she gets with. Oh shit, hell nah, fucking now just chill for a minute, maybe what she says is true. But it's hard to rationalize when I'm sipping on some brew. Don't think I'm less of a man because I love this girl, but my homie saying dumb because she fucking up my world. And we can't have that, cause all the fish are in the sea. So you out of here, baby, cause I'm a fucking G. But even though I let you go, I still think about you and the things we used to do. Cause it wasn't all bad, I just had high hopes and wished it was the truth. But you lost me, girl, and now I'm through with you. Hey yo, I'm through with you. Hey yo, I thought you was cool, but I'm through with you. I'm just through with you. Hey yo, I'm through with you. Hey yo, I thought you was cool, but I'm through with you.
That was a good song. That was about
you.
Yeah. Whatever.
Well, yeah, we had some good joints. Honestly, and to this day, I say that the group was ahead of its time. You know what I mean? As far as like Like if we would have had a budget, the shit would have been excellent. And even then, without a budget, we still did a lot. Because if people hear the music that we did and see the equipment that we did that shit on, it's almost laughable that what we use, like the old ass, like the keyboard that used to do when you was doing beats at the studio on Crenshaw. That was was it a DX7? I forget what the keyboard was.
Remember the 4-track?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was a 4-track.
Fostech or whatever.
4-track. You used to have to bounce all the damn vocals and shit.
Yeah.
And a S950 sampler, cakewalk, and a Roland D5 keyboard.
You know what I hated is when we recorded a song and I recorded it was just the best recording that I did vocally. And for some reason, we always had to redo the vocals, cause something was wrong with the mic, and it was like, yo, we gotta do the vocals again. Like, it wasn't even that day. It was like after like a week or something. Yeah. We'd have to. I'm like, why? And it just never felt the same. You know, I mean, artists are always into the feeling and and I was just like, why? And he was always getting the mics and we always got the pea popper,
the stocking on the we had an old stocking on the
hanger on the hanger.
So it's never perfectly round.
No, we didn't see these until like 2000 and something. Then we got the pea popper with the wire hanger.
Shaped. It was always like a little deformed shape to it, roundish.
Like straight oval.
And the extra stocking hanging
at the end, didn't cut it off, nothing, just left it like that. It was funny, man. But I mean, I was talking about this the other day. I came from Jersey, right? And I had a slang to my voice for some reason, and it was always about black music and black music. They had this flavor about them. And so I mimicked that flavor, and coming to LA was not, and it was still during the hip hop scene, right? So it was still like who the rap, like all the independent, Mexicans, right? And it was like, the guys who sing, used to sell mixtapes, but now I'm an MC, all those independent type hip hop guys, and then they had that one Freestyle Fellowship. And they had they had the Good Life. The guys were still backpacking it, it was still kind of, right, and it was still backpacking it, and it was kind of like, and then it went gangster rap. Yeah. And so I had this East Coast type flow, which I just labeled it like a Mobb Deep type flow that was talking about street stuff, but with like West Coast type. Yeah. And it was odd. A lot of the homeboys liked it. It was different for them because the West Coast music was more, the flow was different, the beats were different, right? Yeah. So they were different, man. They were different. And then me sounding the way I sounded, I don't know. I don't think I had a problem with it. I thought it was kind of cool, but I guess, like you said, we're probably ahead of our time. I don't know.
I think the music that we did, it matched your lyrics. The feeling of it.
Right.
At that time, everything was matching.
Right.
Like we were creating the music for your lyrics.
Right.
Or that feel of it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wasn't just a beat. Like say, we were creating you were saying your lyrics.
Right.
The way we're feeling it, we were like orchestrating the beat around your lyrics.
No, we was.
Yeah, I agree.
It's true, we was.
But see, and I learned that, I got that from you more so, I think, because at the time, remember, as a studio, I used to just be doing beats. I wasn't doing them specifically for anybody. I would just crank out beats and somebody say, I like that one, and they're like adapt to the beat, you know what I mean? So, but when Fuse started doing a lot more production, that Taylor making the beats to the vocal became more of my focus for doing the tracks and stuff like that because of that. Before I was a fucking drive through, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just do beats and put them on the tape and then present them in meetings and shit like that. But I think that's when the sound really came into its own, especially when we did the the Neighborhood Creepers version where we didn't have samples on it.
Right.
That was a fucking turnaround to me right there.
Yeah, that was fun. That was definitely fun, man. Definitely got the flow and create a lot of cool songs, man, and classic songs. I felt were really
Funk
good
Everybody.
songs. Funk Everybody was a really good song. I was doing it.
Yeah, you might as well go ahead and do it.
Like they heard that song yesterday and they were like, dude, what's wrong? What happened to this song? We pushed this, we did everything we possibly could, and we made some mistakes along the way, like as independent artists and CEOs and stuff trying to get in there. It's just, I don't know, man. It wasn't in the cars. I don't know.
I think with money, man. Honestly, because even now, I think the groundswell was bigger than we actually knew about. First off, from doing like the lowrider, like the shows with Johnny. What was Johnny's last name? These guys come out to Arizona for the.
I forgot that guy's name.
Johnny Padilla, not Padilla, something. Anyway.
Yeah, he was at the promoter in Arizona, right?
Yeah. But I think with those, a lot of those shows, man, and doing the the meet and greet stuff afterwards really like extended a lot further than we knew. But by the time we did the game, I think that was really like at the cusp of what the breakthrough. When the breakthrough was going to happen, because people used to call the studio. I'd be sitting there in Carson, phone ring, hello, hello, is Mr. Nice Guy there? No, he doesn't fucking live here. Like, why are you calling? I think he's the jam or whatever. It's like, okay, thanks.
That's
and it's
funny.
like, what the fuck was that? You know?
Yeah.
But that was a kind of an inkling that more people like were fans. Like, they're now starting to try to seek. You know, there's at that level where they're trying to like contact the artist, you know what I mean? But beyond that, now, fast forward 25 years, and I look on YouTube and I see all those people that post the old Neighborhood Creepers records and shit like that, and there's views and the comments are like people like, oh my god, this was my favorite group back in the day, and and all this shit like that. And this song, I still listen to it now, and all this kind of shit, like thousands of views and comments and shit. It's like, wow, man, we had no idea the impact that the group was having, and I think it kind of fell off at a time when
because we didn't have the social media like.
No, there was no social media back then. There wasn't even fucking MySpace back then. Yeah.
No,
So.
But then, and then too, we had chances to get with different corporations, like even small. I mean, we had that meeting, and I think those guys were Australian or.
Oh, when Linda was at the meeting, the attorney chick.
I think so.
Yeah.
Russian or something like that, and it was like, it was giving us nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the distribution was like, but there was like.
There was no distribution. That was the thing.
You know what I mean? So it was like we wasn't getting great deals, man. It just was, and I remember there was times we went to showcases and the lady, I forgot the lady's name, but she would say, "Work on your lyrics," you know.
That was yeah, exactly.
But I mean, but I did. I worked on it, and I understood, but. Who knows? Maybe it was she had people that she liked more than she liked us. And I remember we did a show, and it was a showcase. And as soon as the Mexican group got up, the black judges got up and walked away.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. I mean, it is what it is. Remember we did that show in Pueblo, Colorado.
I remember.
Do you remember the show in Pueblo?
Well, which one? I mean,
there was one we did in Pueblo, bro, and we went, and the guys were promoting it, saying they were gonna have a big arena, and it was like a theater. And so when we did it, nobody showed up, and then they still owed you for like, you know, for I guess they owed money because they were gonna pay us.
Yeah.
So like, it was quiet for like 20 minutes, bro. They're just standing there, and you're like. You don't remember, bro? Oh man, and it was like the little New Mexico rappers, and they were running around. And the guy had like.
But was it Pueblo or New Mexico? I remember something like that in New Mexico.
Not New Mexico. It was Pueblo. It was Pueblo, Colorado. Wait.
No, that was New Mexico. I know what you're talking about.
Sure it was New Mexico?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, because we had to fly into whatever the main city is in New Mexico.
No, that was
and
Colorado.
Then we had to drive.
We drove. It wasn't Pueblo. It was no, that was actually good. It was.
Yeah, that was
Colorado. What's the name of that city where they have the Olympic guys train? Not Denver. Anyway, but we did a show in so it was New Mexico. I guess you talking about New Mexico.
Yeah,
it was because there was New Mexico guys there, like the other groups.
Yeah, that's what made me think
that was terrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
And I mean, it's like a mixed bag. You never fucking know what to expect from a phone call. Like now with social media, you can go and vet. Like if somebody says, I'm a big promoter and blah, 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 you can go online and kind of see if they got events and like shit like that. At the time, it was like, you know, we were biting on every opportunity that came along, really.
One of the big shows we did that was dope with the night and was the Red Onion? Remember? Or Peppers in industry. Biggie was there.
Yeah.
Nick Dogg was there. And it was 92.3. Like we was one of the, I don't want to say the main acts, but we was on stage. We did good, man.
Yeah.
Like it was in the bag. Biggie was there.
Yeah,
I was tripping out, man.
Yeah.
It was good times. But that was a good show.
And that's the thing, you can never tell when you're coming up like that. You rub elbows with some big names, and then you rub elbows with some middle they lighter shade of brown and all that, and then you rub elbows with some amateurs. It's hard to measure where you're at on that scale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During those times, in fact, speaking of deals, remember Death Row had been in touch talking about they wanted to have a meeting and shit.
Did they?
Yeah. You don't remember that? And because I was talking all this shit like I ain't scared of fucking Suge Knight. Really, you don't remember that shit? Like I'll go up there and meet with him, but we ain't. No, did they make an offer and it was a bad one? And I was like, and people were like, man, they gonna fucking make you take that offer. And that's when I was like, nah, Suge is just a man. You don't remember me saying that Suge is just a man? I mean, bullets will kill him like everybody else. Like, right.
Pussy got no name. Nah, it was like, I just felt like, man, as hard as we tried to get a solid deal, it was just like, I remember I rapped for, I rapped for, when the Mexicans had that label. What was the label it was on? God, I don't remember the name. Anyway, we was on Melrose, and we went. I was there waiting for you. We went up there spitting for the label, head executive label.
Yeah.
It was a small label, but they was taking off. They was doing. I think they had Kinfolk. They had Mexicans. They had another group.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so we had our chances, man. I mean, I think I felt like it was like a negative thing at the end where we tried our best, and you look at it and you're like, hey man, we could have done some things right. I know I could have done better with just being more on point, but ultimately it wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
It was good. I think we had a good experience. What was I gonna say? You made me think of something. Just the fact that like when we first linked up. And like you were like, man, you should try to manage me, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, and all that. But then we started shopping, and I think that's the only reason that Jeep Beat Society came along was because we were getting them shitty offers, and people were sleeping on the music, and we were doing great songs that were just like demos, and then they just sit around and shit. So we ended up out of necessity trying to be a record label. So it was a journey, and there was a lot to learn, but I think that was the best thing that we could have done is just go independent.
Yo, you remember when they stole your truck?
All down to Mexico.
Yeah, so we was going to Mexico. We was doing shows down there, man. We were going at the Boom Boom Room, right? Was the Boom Boom Room?
Club Boom Boom. Yeah.
Club Boom Boom. We go in there. We rocked these 3-story freaking parties and stuff. It was insane. We get all drunk and stupid and stuff, man. And then like we drive down there, right? And then Fuse would take his S10, his pickup with the little shell, the cab on it, right?
Yeah.
And he had all his DJ equipment in there, and then we get all the equipment out, and then we
stopped at the club to drop the equipment, right? And then I went and parked the car behind 2 cars.
Yeah.
It was pretty tight squeeze. Then we came out. We just dropped it, and as soon as we came out to the truck, the sucker was gone.
I thought we did the whole show and then it was gone.
What?
Was it the whole show?
Yeah, we did the show.
And then when we came back, it was gone. It was like, oh, we like that truck. God.
I had that girl Marissa with me.
That was Johnny's niece, huh?
Yeah, she went with me, and she left her purse in the damn truck.
Damn.
And then she was like, oh, he took my purse. I was like, really?
He took my car. Who cares?
About her purse. My truck is gone.
Yeah.
You had a purse with one of my trucks.
Yeah, that was good times, man.
Yeah, Boom Boom. That was a fucking show.
Boom Boom was cool, man. We had some fun times. And we did that a couple times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of Labor Day, 4th of July. What's the other? Memorial Day weekends and shit like that. Yeah, sometimes a couple of nights and shit.
That was fun.
Remember when you went to jail over there? That time we didn't know you were in jail.
Bro, I was so bad, man.
Remember that
I went
shit,
to
bro?
jail, man. I remember we was locked up, and like the jail was like the old Wild Wild West jails. It's like you can hear people like walking down the street. It's not like like now they take you into the county jail and you're all the way in. They can't see you. Yeah. They're like, my girl at the time was screaming. She's like, hey, and we're all like, forget you, snitch, woo, woo. And then she's like, and finally she's like, F you too, da da da. I'm like, Sandra, I didn't know it was you. Get me out of here. She had to go get Vernon. And,
Yeah.
dude, I was locked up in that thing, man. It was all Southsiders in that one cell, man. And it was like you couldn't dookie because the thing was flooded. You could only go pee. And it was like, it was all bad, bro. But I mean, we paid like what, $300?
I think 7 times. It was equivalent of 5,000 in
their money.
pesos, but whatever. It was like 7 times the amount. So whatever that was, but it wasn't horrible. It was just it was just a way to fucking get paid because they were busting a bunch of people for the same broken window and shit.
They were busting a lot of
And
people.
we didn't even know you were in there, except that the wireless mic needed batteries or something, so we had to drive back to San Diego to get a battery, and there was no phone reception in Mexico. So as soon as we crossed the border, my phone was blowing up like, God damn, hello, and they're like, Tony's in jail. Like, what? That's the only way we knew. If we hadn't needed a battery, we wouldn't have known your ass was in jail.
Damn, I'm going home. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Nah, so, and then it was crazy, man. It was, there was a guy who, I guess he had broke somebody's leg, or broke an officer's leg.
Yeah.
In a tussle.
Yeah.
He was in jail.
Yeah.
And so on a technicality, he got released.
Yeah.
And this dumb fool comes back, is like, and then like the shift change again, and then he comes back, he's like, hey, I forgot my ID. And they looked at him and they go, hold on for a minute, and they took him, no, come here, and they put him back in jail. Stupid. I would have left the idea, right? Anyway, so that was the whole thing. That was crazy, man. But yeah, so you gonna ask?
Yeah, I was just gonna talk about some of the tracks, man, from like your approach to production. Like, how would you say? I mean, when you're doing a beat without knowing what song is gonna apply to, like what was your approach? I know what it was because it was weird as fuck. But if you can put it in your own words, how would you say you hear like you hear your ideas and then piece them together?
Yeah, the beat was mostly of a composition. Not to be too technical, because back then I probably didn't even know that I was doing that. But everything had to be. The beat had to make me feel something, right?
Yeah.
You know, if it was like pumping beat, like I would picture myself like if I'm running through a jungle with fucking animals behind me, or lions, what would I feel? You know, that type of
right.
You know, how would I feel if something's about to kill me?
Yeah.
I have to create something that's gonna make me feel that type of beat. Or, you know, depending on the tempo of the beat. You know, most of the time we went 90s, maybe 100. I didn't go past that because, you know, the way Tony would, you know, do his lyrics, he would sound better when he was a little slower instead of just trying to pump it out too fast. Because the way he used to write, his writing was a little bit on the 90s more than 100. If I went higher, he would try to do he would sound a lot like he was trying to go too fast on the beat. Instead of, he was more of a storyteller.
Right.
So on his behalf, it was better for the beat to be dope, but not that fast still, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody up in here, because I'm about to rock some crazy shit, man. And under you guys. Hey, man, looking straight at ya. The lyrical murderer. The lyrical murderer. The lyrical murderer. The lyrical murderer. Ignite. I'm blasting off rounds and load on my clip as I dip in my 85 complete classic shit. The motherfucking rhymes come spilling out my mind like wine. I keep on your drunk over time. The impact severe as fuck. The black talents to your chest are stepping into a Mack truck. The deadly game of poetry. And you better be the bomb. And you expect rap from me, son, cause the whack it whack. Slapjack to smack. No hesitation from the answer, cause too many making money off bull crap. You know who they is, they sucking so much dick. And all the forces lit. You think I shot up my clock, I cocked it, don't stop. Bugging fools like I see the real life. Coming from the evil side. If you step in my hood, yo, it's do or die. Because the whack shit's got to go. Got too many homies I know will be.
So for me, I had to make a beat that would complement the way he used to flow. Not too much, but at the same time complement even when I was doing, some of the hooks that I would create myself when I was making a beat, like I would do some dumbass hooks, and I don't know if you remember, I did one where I would scratch a Mac 10 shit and then some kid shit on it, like dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like Mac 10 would say what, like the way he raps, gangster shit, right?
Yeah.
I would throw some shit on in between, then I'd throw some corny shit on there. But to me, it made plenty of sense. A lot of the people, if you're not in that type of mode, you don't understand it.
Right.
You was like, that sounds pretty corny.
Yeah. But when in the final,
Right.
hearing the final composition.
Remember, you used to put like Mexican beats on top of.
I would do, yeah. I didn't have any, since I came from a DJ background. I didn't give a rat's ass. I would put cumbias with hip hop, gangster beats, mariachi. I didn't care, as long as it sounded good and I was trying to make. I would, I didn't have no borders. I didn't say, well, this is a West Coast beat. It has to be like this. I didn't have any lines. I say, hey, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. Like whatever I want to put in this music, that's what I'm gonna do. Whatever I have to do. It doesn't matter if it's gonna be European or if I get this record and it comes from Indian music. I don't care. As long as it sounds good, I'm trying to create, because I used to go through all the records.
Yeah, we had a bunch
just for a little piece.
Yeah.
And I know like the stuff that I would scratch on live shows.
Yeah.
Certain things that would go with the music. American Me. Stuff that we did.
Yeah.
That I would get little snippets when on the break.
Yeah.
That it was a scratch, but at the same time, it made people could hear that shit, and it makes sense. Yeah. It's not just a fucking scratch to say, okay, he's scratching his ass or whatever. I want to throw something in there to make people think, okay, well, this actually belongs there. Yeah. It goes with the song.
Yeah. Well, for the record, for those that don't know, like Fuse did like, what was the one? Dope Like Crack, I don't know. Dope Like Crack, it did Straight Sewage, did, what was another one of them crazy ones? But I'm only naming those because when you hear the whole beat finished, it sounds dope, and then and all that shit.
Here we go, yo. From the east side, we got the Latin Bomb Squad and full of friends about to rip shit up. Man, my homie Mr. Nice Guy. So nice, man, check this out. We'll drop this shit like this. It goes 1 for the money, 2 for the hoes, 3 for the primos that we smoke at shows. Sipping on the 40 ounce of brew with my crew. It's about that time I check the mic 1, 2. Who I be, and I see evil side to my grave. LB's is the craze, leaving all in the days. I really wanna step up to the mic, you'll be a corner. I got crazy tactics, go ahead and tell your mama funk the fire like a brat. But I be more than that, I be the cheap khaki crease with aluminum bat. Swinging more hits than good people's miss me when they diss me. Got girls marked with hickeys, always getting busy like Malik. Tweaking, I don't speak for a minute, all up in it like some gruff. Have to move big butts and have MCs say what? Did that do kick? I'm sick in battleships when I rip chronic like type shit. Fitting snug in your bungalow, riding in your coupe, throwing fools for balloon who don't know what's the scoop. Irritating like a footage over bitch, steady nagging, homies flagging. That blue suit ain't you smoking leño at the leño. Stay high, never come down, big and down for your own. Oh no, overgrown, peel your cap. Twist them, Mr. Nice Guys, the Mac. Dope like crack and don't know how to act. Yeah, motherfucker, coming fat. I'm dope like crack and don't know how to act, bitch. Yeah, I'm coming motherfucking fat. I'm dope like crack and don't know how to
But
act.
if you were there, he started with the fucking like a bell with no other beat, and like we would all be in the studio and like, and he would be working on track. I may not be working on music. I may be there for something else and shit. And I'm just hearing like for 4 hours straight this motherfucking bell by itself, no other shit. Like, dude, what the fuck are you doing, man? I would end up leaving, and then come back maybe 3 or 4 or 5 hours later, and it's a beat when you hear that bell and all this other shit.
What do you normally start with? Just start with like a bass line?
I'll start with like a bass line or the drums and then build on it. This motherfucker start with like the most obscure part of the song and shit.
Like, you're driving me mad.
Like on the mic. That's loud. What are you doing?
Then he'll lap on here, then he'll start building off of that.
Yeah. Like, what the hell?
And then the whole beat after sounds better.
And it's just genius when you hear it together, but at the time, it's like, if you play that fucking bell one more time, I'm gonna burn this whole building down and shit.
That's funny.
But yeah, man, you had an approach. That's where I was going with that, was like the way that and there's some other ones I can't fucking think of.
For me, it wasn't like you say, making a beat is not a. For me, it wasn't a formula. Yeah, I can make.
I know, I get that. I was doing
Yeah, but the way I did it was whatever sample I wanted to hear or create, I would get that sample and build around it.
Right.
For the vibe. So that's why I wouldn't normally start with the beat or with a bass line or rhythm, you know? Like, this is the rhythm I want to have.
Fuck Off the Hook is another one. That's
yeah. Yeah, Fuck Off the Hook.
I'm knocking out the beat. I'm down. What that, Master B?
That's his time right
there. I got something for this shit. Take it up.
You got a verse for us?
Yeah, I got something. You are becoming like women when no more freedom. MCs, I skin them. Alive and brothers, the Latin Wild Squad.
Fuck off the hook, I leave shit disconnected. Fuck off the hook, I leave shit disconnected. Sick and demented, fools be protected. Fuck off the hook, I leave shit disconnected. Fuck off the hook, I leave shit disconnected.
Yo, I be coming like women when I'm up in them. MCs, I skin them. Alive like predator. The Latin bomb squad got more bounce than the Regal with their springs cut. Fools can't touch when I bust that supreme stuff. Sure, fall down like London Bridge, bow to the big wig. Here to shovel you dig your own grave site, airtight. Nice guy, turn all your dreams to fright night. Never fall off, cause I be wanting this shit since day one. And respect it to the fullest. Fuck the bullshit. Kick more shit than cowboys and Dallas. And wreck the room that's better. At Caesar's Palace. So make your vanity store. If you come kamikaze like Japs to Pearl Harbor, I bomb you. And yo, I defeat all who test. Yo, this West Coast, we pack the most, we roll like ghosts on your spot. Chicken's hot when we touch down. Fool don't fuck around. We coming from the underground, creeping while you sleeping. Big game on the local like me from SGV.
Okay, look, Mr. Nice Guy was given to me when I used to rap back in the days, like early 88, 89 and stuff. We used to have little ciphers and freestyle sessions and was rapping, and people used to say, man, you got some nice flows.
In my mind, I don't think I really selected a Latino group to put out. I think I just found a bomb rap act, you know what I'm saying, like any record label that's about music would do, and the group just happened to be Latino, you know.
Sound of Latin Bomb Squad is, like I said, like me, it's raw. What Fuse brings to the table is raw. His beats are raw. I think they're different. They're hip hop in a way, in other ways that they sound just different, just real, like how they be pumping. It's just a whole different vibe.
I don't like to put myself, any barriers, and I don't. Whatever I feel, I just try to reproduce what I feel. And every time I do a beat, I gotta have a certain feeling, if it's eerie or happy beat or whatever. And same thing with him. He writes his lyrics, and sometimes they straight, rock crazy. So I gotta come out like that with my beats.
LA, yeah, that's the, LA, baby, yeah, LA, yeah, travel to survive, homie, yeah, what, hey, yo, ain't nothing changed but the year, fear scratch your heart so fools to act queer, how we steer, your ass clear from the danger, my squadron's bringing it all day to strangers, in LA, go play for your day. SA swerving on twins with AKs. Gangsta win for the fools who don't care. Watch out for the ones that make you think they're from nowhere. That's right. Streets be like Beirut. Ain't a fucking thing cute, motherfucker. through these LA nights.
Yeah, fuck up the hook. Also, it's what's the other one? The bomb. So the same, almost the same beat. What's the other one that's on the I Never Creeper? That's the second best song.
Okay, I can't.
I can pull that shit.
Trying to remember the songs now. It's like I should have took it.
Rough and Rugged was the one I was trying to think of.
Oh, I see. Well, the one I was talking about was Keep It Real.
Oh, Keep It Real. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Keep It Real and Fuck Up the Hook. I did those two beats the same day, bro.
Yeah.
With the same it was almost the same sample because I used the keyboard.
Yeah.
And what I did, I did the keyboard, but I went right to the sampler.
Yeah.
The keyboard, yeah, I used the fly and everything, and I did that thing, and then and as I did that, I sampled it.
Yeah.
So I was able to mess with it, make it longer, or depending how I wanted to feel.
Yeah.
And that's when I threw it on the beat. And Fuck Up the Hook is faster rhythm than Keep It Real.
Yeah.
But I did those two beats. I was lit. Like
lit.
I was in my studio in my in the back in the garage. Remember that little studio I built? I used to go back there and make
did
beats.
that at the house at the on Crenshaw.
No, those beats I did them in my studio. Then
yeah,
those two beats.
Long Beach.
Yeah, I did those. Which one? A bunch of them. Let me see.
And what
I
about
can't even
MC's
see one.
Looking Out? MC's Looking Out.
That one too.
Yeah.
Yo, what's that? You know what I'm saying? As I wait for the bell to ring, so I can drop my West Coast sting on motherfuckers that cling like stay. I'm causing tragic deaths among the heartless. MCs are trying to stop this, but a motherfucking murder fest is waiting to happen. I dampen that shirt up, bitch, pull your skirt up, quick like niggas can't think right. The days in the maze when I'm playing with their ass like Chucky. You lucky, you still on your feet, feel the heat. Yo, I crack concrete, urban to suburban streets. Feel the vibe in the 9-6. I'm in your face with explosiveness to fucking blow up the place. I'm in aces, rhymes cut like metal blades to your body like a ginsu. What you're going through is uncontrollable. You're vulnerable, no matter how hard you try, you can't stop me now. As I plow on MCs like 40 acres, eating motherfuckers up like vanilla wafers. You don't think so? It's alright though. I still got the flow to make my dick grow inside your bitch's pussy some more. And I lit a whole love in it while I'm shoving it. The fat track that fuse hooked up in my ear, she's summing it. I break spawns with rap lines, written and produced by the nice GUI. From the LBS QUAD till I die.
And it don't stop, blunted is the third eye. A lyrical dumb chef to the brain matter of some young gun who be talking mad loud shit but ain't saying nothing. Look what the cat done drugging, the Papa Mafioso. When niggas crowd around the parlay like they want to be down, but how the fuck that sound? So I climb. Bitch made, nigga got sprayed. Brought the fucking knife to a gunfight, eating niggas up like cancer. And lyrical tech nines got niggas in prayer lines. They goes my lap dancer. I'm getting up in you like dick. MCs wave their arms and scream and kick, but they ain't got shit coming. I'm coming. These rhymes pass your headpiece. Niggas come up missing from the west and the east. Just call me the serial killer, lyrical murderer like Nice. Fuck you up twice as I swing the sword from one MC to another. Cause one of these kids is not like the other. So get fitted for them contacts if you wanna see me. Cause I'll be in that ass from 9L till infinity.
Mortal Kombat, lyrical murderer. You never heard of her. S.A. Kirk serving ya. Badass doses.
That one was good. As a matter of fact, you went to my garage that day. And you heard that beat there, and so you say, hey, I got an idea for that beat.
Yeah.
I'll let you listen to it. And you're like, yep, that's gonna be it then.
Hey,
and you got the vibe out of it.
So what was it? What would you say your favorite song was of all the shit? If you had to say name 3 joints that was like.
I mean, I like the Young and the Restless.
Yeah, that's a dope ass.
Man, that was a dope ass beat, man. Obviously, Keep It Real is one of my favorite ones. But there's so many that are good, you know. Might not be the beat, but the lyrics. The way
What about you?
There's days where I couldn't match the beat with lyrics.
Yeah. I like Funk Everybody, man. I like Funk Everybody. Funk Everybody was my favorite. Keep It Real was another one. The other one was like what was that one slow one, dog? Well, Handle My Business, that was cool. I'm Through With You was cool. I really liked those songs because it was like I was talking about stuff that I went through and I was able to put it on paper, you know, and like, get it out. And because I felt, man, I was feeling, you know, what was going on with I'm Through With You. I was like, man, and it just felt great because every single verse, man, I got to put down exactly what I wanted to write. It just was like, I don't know, it was like during the time where everybody had kind of like a song like that, you know, during the time, and we had one. We had the dude. Oh man, this was when I thought, you know, I think you cleared the samples for that.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Yes, of course you know. No, that one,
Yeah.
that was Slime the Family Stone, so I knew that we wouldn't be, if we couldn't get Cool in the game.
Yeah, but that song was good, man. There's so many other songs, man, that was like you guys were saying that was dope. I mean, I like them, man. Even the songs that didn't even get on, like there was some mixtape stuff that we did. That we never really released and stuff that were just really good songs. And
well, we got 3 mixes of Chrome Casket mix and
Hey, remember Live and Direct, guys?
That's the one I was telling you, but that was dope.
Cool, Chris X.
Live and Direct was dope.
Hey, when I let my friends listen back in Long Beach, bro, they were digging the crap. And that's when they knew the Mexicans.
Yeah.
That was Magic, you remember, and the other guys that I used to hang around with, and they listened to that, bro. They used to bump that shit all the time.
Yeah, that was good song.
What was the other one that we did along that day? When we were recording Gerald, what was the other song? Nice can't think you light it up like a professional.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah, we had some cool hip hop. We just had a lot of different variations of music, man. I don't think it was one. I mean, sometimes, you know, it was gangster, it was real rough, kind of like street reporting, but then we had like the lyrical, you know, so we had all that. We never had this, I don't know, it just wasn't one thing. We had a bunch of different stuff and stuff, you know.
Your writing though, man, was just so fucking different. That's what I really liked, and I think that really made the group stand out with a lot of, you know, in the field of a lot of other Mexican rappers at the time. Was you were like a blend of like East Coast lyricism, you know what I mean, and the West Coast, you know, grit and shit, and the beats and shit like that.
Yeah, it was just so hard to kind of break through, and then sometimes, I mean, me anyway, I would feel like, man, it just, you know, maybe I just don't got it, and all these other guys is breaking through.
It's perseverance, man. That's all.
And the perseverance wasn't there, I guess, right? Because it was just like, man, we did it for a long time. It was like, it was early '90s to like what, 2000?
2008. Something like that. When the game came out, I think that was no, it wasn't 2008. I'm tripping.
2004.
2004 or something like that.
But still, that was a long time, man. And it's just it started weighing. Started weighing on me and stuff, and then just trying to keep everything together, man. You know, habits were still forming, and it was just increasing, and it just was. It was crazy, man. It was wild times.
Unfortunately, I think we just didn't have those road marks that you can kind of measure with now with social media and shit to kind of gauge. Like if we had likes back in the day, and we were like more informed on like how many people will like one of the videos now and shit, like and all the views and shit like that, where you can kind of measure and see when people are tuned in. I think it would have been more encouraging, you know what I'm saying? Because we were flying blind and we were starting to do stuff out of state, and you can't really monitor. Like we would know what the fuck's happening in California, you know what I mean? But I mean, I think that it was that you had a fucking impact, man. We didn't even fucking know, you know what I'm saying? And lyrically and the delivery and your style nobody was like that. Nobody. I don't give a fuck how successful they were or whatever. Nobody had your cadence, your delivery, the way you would like end a line for a rhyme, but the thought continues on the next. I don't know how to describe it, but it was just the way that shit was just. It was dope. I mean, I listen to it now, like damn, nobody. Was doing that shit. I mean, I hear it more now, but at that time, nobody was doing that shit. So you know, it's just
that's dope. Man.
Yeah, that's the shit that was dope to me.
Will I make another record?
Would you make another record? You think?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know how quick I would actually kind of get it back on its feet again. You know?
Yeah.
Like kind of like when you're getting a character on its feet, kind of building it up and kind of getting it to where, okay, now I got something, let me
Yeah.
sculpt it. I don't know how long that would take.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if the
Dude,
beat
that's
would
like a
carry
bicycle,
me.
riding a bicycle.
Probably.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It seems like we might have another one in this or two. So what do you guys think? You think we should jump in, and would you be interested in hearing another Latin Bomb Squad track? Mr. Nice Guy doing his thing and everything. So give us some feedback. Let us know what you think.
Leave it on the comments.
Yeah, leave it on the comments. Yeah. But I wanted to do that too, man, because I look on YouTube and I see motherfuckers like trying to take credit for the work that we did. That was really what pissed me off, and I wanted to kind of like put faces with names, because I'll like see people posting the music and shit, and people like, oh yeah, this is my jam, and then somebody would say, yeah, when me and Mr. Nice Guy did this one, he was blah blah and all this shit, like what? And so I had to jump in there and like, you know what I'm saying, do like MC battle with post and shit, like, no motherfucker, you know, we're not dead. You can't claim our shit. Like if we were dead, nobody could step in and intervene. Huh?
That was probably Richie.
No, it was some motherfucker. I don't know who the fuck he was, from somewhere in Cleveland or some shit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So you know, it's like everybody's good. I'm glad you're doing good. As Breeze doing good. Sal behind the cameras doing good. We're doing good. We're rich, man. We're rich in spirit. Rich in doing what we got to do. You know.
Yeah, spirit was money.
Spirit was money. Yeah.
But anyway, but speaking of characters, what about your acting shit that you're doing now? You're doing quite a lot of stuff on that too.
I'm doing good, man. It's been the COVID kind of slowed things down, but I've still been getting auditions here and there, and self-taping in Atlanta. My wife helping me out. Shout out to my wife, Sandra. She's a freaking warrior of the family. And I just booked something with Courtney Cox and Greg Kinnear.
Oh.
So it's a comedy horror show, and we're gonna be shooting the Warner Brothers.
Oh,
so it's cool. You know, I got a guest star with what did I say her name with? Judith Lynn.
Judith Light.
She's gonna play my girlfriend.
Oh,
okay. And I'm gonna be her ex-veteran. Yeah, 50-year-old spirit.
I guess that's it. Any last comments or anything you want to say, bro?
No, I mean, for me, I was just thankful that I went through that, and you know, that I met you guys and able to at least we did what we wanted to do. Not that it's over, but at that time, you know, for us to be able to create a record, that magnitude of quality that we had, bro, because we really didn't. I didn't even know. I thought. You know, I mean, when I used to show people the music, they would think we were in a big ass studio, and because the quality of it, you know, it came out really good, the way we ended it.
Yeah. Well, that's true.
We didn't know back then. We didn't know what we were actually doing. We knew we had good music. But like you said, we didn't know what we actually had, and we could have pushed. We should have pushed it harder. We kind of laid back a little too much on the music. Maybe if we just, I don't know, but we did push the music, which counted. You know, us making the music, and that's what counted. It was you know, like the experience of us doing it. That was what I took was my that's like my favorite part of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, that's cool.
That you know what I'm saying? That's when you got the most energy, the most positive, and we were, you know, trying to create something, which we did. I mean, it wasn't gonna create by itself, and one of us wasn't gonna create that. So it was a whole team that we were able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still got the copies.
Huh? That still is, the game is still in plastic. Wow.
This one.
Both of
this
them.
One is.
Oh, the game is open.
This one's still, yeah.
That's the underground version or the replay version?
This was the original one.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah, man.
This one is the other one, which is different.
Yeah, that's the one.
The one that we replaced.
Oh, okay. That's cool, man. Okay. It's good. It's good to reminisce this stuff, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, shit. I guess you summed it up, bro.
1 minute. What's he been doing lately?
So what are you doing lately, bro?
Myself,
No beats, man. What happened to them beats you used to post online and shit?
I do make some beats, and I still got the same type of vibe, even though I don't have any turntables.
Yeah.
But you know, I got a computer and I got the software, and I can do some things. But it's not. I'm not pumping it for people. If I was to do it, I'll just throw it in on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But it's just for, you know, once you know how to ride a bike, you know how to ride a bike.
Right.
It's just depending, you know, where do you want to take it? Obviously, we're not Olympians anymore. We just want to ride. You know, that's, I don't, you know, it's a good thing, a positive thing that we like to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stop.
Yeah.
Something that I like to do, man, I'm not gonna stop doing it because that keeps me happy. I found something that I like, I'm gonna keep doing it. Because you know, some people go through life with not finding what they like to do, and we got to find out, and we went and pursued it.
Right.
You know, so
absolutely.
I was just happy to meet you guys, and that, you know.
Gonna make Vernon cry, bro.
I know, right?
Hey, but I'm gonna bounce out, man. I gotta run and get to do some stuff. But it was great reminiscing, man. And who knows, man? Maybe one more song, maybe 2 more songs.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Come on out, Alex. We'll jump in the lab here and do some shit.
See what happens.
All right. Anyway. Yeah, man. Well, cool. Good looking, bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, guys.
All right.
Be
Later,
cool,
bro.
man.
Fun, man.
See you later.
Yeah, what they say? They can't flex on our shit, baby. What? Tell them to bring it on. It's going out to all those motherfuckers out there who thought land bombs for they own. Yo, we having it on, baby. Dropping bombs on your shit. And it don't stop and it won't quit, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers just don't know, man. Land, ocean, motherfucking, it don't matter, man. You coming with it. Mr. N-I-C-E, master of the ceremony. Like Grand Poobah, I'ma give your ass a little of this and a little of that. Extract the whack, coming man fast to be exact. I react like a bull, see you red when I see you coming.